One Zambia, One Nation, and thanks for joining us on Zanis News. To present, my name is Juliet Ntele. Top stories in the news tonight. FRA buys over 800,000 bags of maize. Dex seizes bank account for Glory Land. Plus, RDA conducts road safety drills in Muchinga province. Zanis News in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema says government is determined to improve the condition of correctional facilities in the country, and President Hichilema says it is unacceptable for the criminal justice system in the country to allow the delayed disposal of cases by the courts of law. The head of state was speaking at Lusaka Central Correctional Facility, where he participated in the painting of Cell 16 as part of community service in commemoration of the new administration's 2 years anniversary. Cell 16 is where President Hichilema was housed when he was arrested in 2017 as an opposition leader for the United Party for National Development, UPND. The head of state said his incarceration revealed to him the need for correctional facilities to be improved. The president said it was part of God's plan for him to be locked up so that he may later contribute to the improvement of the plight of inmates. And a male inmate at the correctional facility, Castro Dandawa, thanked the president for abolishing the death penalty. Meanwhile, Zambia Correctional Service Commissioner General Frederick Chilukuta commended government for efforts made towards improving correctional facilities in the country.
We have not forgotten this area, this part of our Zambian community. I want to thank the prisoners here, detainees here. Mind you, some of the people here, for you, big buenas. A lot of people here are not prisoners yet. They're just detainees. You can see somebody who's been here 12 years. He has not been convicted. And this is right, rightly wrong. Let me say that. This is 100% rightly wrong. I'm using the English deliberately. It cannot be mistaken, Minister of Justice. The criminal justice system cannot continue what it has been under this leadership. It's not acceptable.
Zambia Correctional Service continue to receive from this government has made work easy in our quests to implement and adhere to policy directives aimed at creating humane conditions in the prisons and correctional centers, including agriculture production. On inmates' welfare, I would like to report that the Zambia Correctional Service has distributed inmates 50,000 blankets, 27 mattresses, and produced bunker beds, and still producing that were procured under your able government.
We would like to bring to your attention the challenge that those inmates that are facing different medical conditions are facing. We would like you, Your Excellency, to consider those for release on medical grounds. Thirdly, we would also like you, Your Excellency, to consider commutation of sentences for long-term inmates, Your Excellency. We would also be massively grateful, Your Excellency, if the coverage for parole consideration could be widened, Your Excellency. Next on our concerns, Your Excellency, is we would request that you consider some bursaries for inmates and their children, Your Excellency, and allocation for that.
The Food Reserve Agency, FRA, in Northwestern Province has purchased about 800,000 bags of maize in the ongoing crop marketing season. Speaking when Permanent Secretary for Special Duties at Cabinet Office, Naomi Tetamashimba, called on him, Provincial Permanent Secretary Gradson Katambi says efforts are being made to double the target. Colonel Katambi disclosed that the exercise has, however, encountered some challenges, among them competition with the private sector a liberalized market and location of depots, and Minister Tamashimba, who is in the province for a fact-finding mission, says there is need for government and FRA to change the strategy currently being used to procure maize.
The operation has got its own shortcomings. You may be very perfect as to how you are going to proceed. Certainly you find that where you wanted to take, the route you wanted to take, maybe there's too much water, so you have to retreat and take another one. We have got a few challenges. One of them is the issue of competing with somebody who has got hard cash.
I'm here to report that even the 1 million, we are struggling to get there. And there was a few earlier on, it must have been last month in the committee, where they felt, no, by July, by August, third week, we'll see the farmers offloaded. But we have not seen that. That means that there's still a strategy that we are not part of, where they are holding on to this.
And still in Northwestern Province, Marine Drovo reports that the Digital National Identity Card registration exercise that was launched following the introduction of the Integrated National Registration Information System in July 2023 is progressing well in Solwezi District. Various centers that were visited all recorded overwhelming response. Here are the details.
Solwezi residents have applauded government for the Digital National Identity Card Registration Initiative. The residents say they have welcomed the initiative and they are looking forward to be enrolled and have their details upgraded on government digital platforms for easy access of various public services.
So far so good. I've done my registration. Now I'm just waiting to be captured. But the process is quite fine.
Meanwhile, United Party for National Development UPND Solwezi District Chairperson Amos Impenge has implored residents to turn out in numbers and have their details captured on government digital systems.
This exercise is very important at this particular time because we are now living in a digital world where the national registration cards are to migrate from analog to digital. So in short, I'm calling upon all the people of Solwezi, the citizens of Solwezi, so that they turn up in numbers, they acquire the national registrations that are digital. Looking at the census report for 2022, we are over 332,000 people here in Solwezi district. Our prayer is let everyone who is eligible in that blanket figure from census be captured so that we move according to how the global village is moving.
Government, through the Department of National Registration, Passport and Citizenship, has launched the Integrated National Registration Information System aimed at enhancing security through proper identification of citizens. Therefore, the need for all Zambians to take part in the exercise. For Zanis in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province, I am Mary Glovo.
Thank you, Mary, for that report. Still in Northwestern Province and in a related development, Solwezi Municipal Council has implored residents to safeguard public infrastructure from vandalism. Solwezi Town Clerk Stanley Mbewe made the call following reports of vandalism on various public infrastructure in Kikombe Ward. Here are the details.
This is Kikombe Drive in Solwezi District. The road is among the few tar township roads in the district. However, the beauty that it is adding to the city is under threat as some people are vandalizing installations on the road. Solwezi Municipal Council is not happy with the development.
Also encouraging the people surrounding that Kikombe Road to safeguard and protect and preserve these roadworks we are doing. We've noticed we've put in pillars and some of them are still in them. So our council police and the state police have encouraged them to start patrolling that area so that whoever will be found vandalizing them should be brought to book.
And the council says it will clean some drainages before the onset of the rainy season.
The Public Health Department will quickly move in to
to remove the garbage that is there so that we also preserve the road.
For Zanis News, I am Onishas Mamba in Solowezi District, Northwestern Province.
We now take our first break, but when we return, Dex seizes bank account for Glory Land.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, Zanis TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
Life is a journey full of varied experiences. Can we reach our desired destiny? Can we achieve our desired goals? If yes, then how? Join Juliet Mutale on Thursday at 18:30 hours on How I Made It, a program that highlights various success stories from different personalities with different life experiences and backgrounds. Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
We continue with the news. The Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, is conducting investigations into the operations of Glory Land Connections, a company in Kabwe which is specialized in providing investment opportunities through contract farming and outgrower schemes. The Commission has since seized bank accounts for Glory Land and advised members of the public against making any further cash deposits. More in this report.
National investment by Glory Land, 22,800. Yard bus lots for 5,700 for each slot. So all national invest in Piashiga, that was in January. Yard due this August. Yard due. So
no one has gotten paid from somewhere else up to date. And the months has because everyone person left that single to pay the window pass road. That's why you see us here.
They've been swindled of their investment by Glory Land Connections, a company specialized in providing investment opportunities to farmers and middle-class citizens through contract farming and outgrower schemes. However, government has assured them that the Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, is conducting investigations into the operations of Glory Land.
So this issue is under investigations. Let's wait. If you have got something to say, you can go to DEC office. They will attend to you. If you have got other advice that you are looking for, like you went to first aid, still they will advise looking at the contract, because those are public lawyers to represent people who have got no capacity to hire a lawyer.
Central Province Minister Credo Nanjoa says Glory Land Connections accounts have been crippled and rendered incapable of fulfilling its obligation to clients and creditors for the time being.
DEC has seized the accounts, so they know the amount of money which is in the account. And looking at you here, if you are to be asked how much all of you are owed, they will want to compare what is in the account. I've said, we are giving this message to you and through the media to the general public to be aware. They should not even deceive you that no, this is Glory Land. Now you are giving the money under this other name. No, don't go there.
Meanwhile, the police command in Central Province say they are not protecting anyone rather than waiting for the Drug Enforcement Commission to finish with their investigations.
Then what protect that protect. So so police. So so protect.
Daniel Billy for Zanis News in Kabwe, Central Province.
Jama District Commissioner Gamela Sigalea has commended farmers Pride International Investment for promoting sustainable agricultural practices among small-scale farmers that use sacks to grow Irish potatoes. Mr. Gamela observed that the use of sacks to grow potatoes helps farmers without land to venture into agriculture for their livelihoods. Kalunga Musonda has the details in this report.
This is the first cluster potato project in Choma district under the Farmers Pride International Investment. The organization is training farmers to grow different crops such as potatoes, sunflower and soya beans to maximize their production and productivity.
This is the first cluster in Choma under the project. We train people in planting, how to plant potatoes, and the same organization will help people on how to manage the products. The Farmers Pride International encourages clustering, like what the government is doing in our country, where it's encouraging cooperatives to come together and do farming or do other projects together. So clusters are encouraged. You can have a cluster of 5 people or 10 people or even more, depending on what you want. And so people come together and they can put monies together and start a project. So trainings are ongoing. Right now we have trainings that are coming up, a cascade of trainings.
Francis Miselo is one of the beneficiary farmers in Choma who has ventured into potato production and wants other farmers to come on board.
To each and every potential farmer that what we are doing here is a very welcome thing in Zambia. Most farmers tend to rely on just 1 or 2 crops on their farms. These days it's better to have different types of activities going on at the farm. And growing potatoes in bags is an activity which even an average farmer can do. Like my partner area owner had said, it can even be done in the backyard.
And Choma District Commissioner Sikale Agamela wants the project extended to the entire district.
The 8th National Development Plan is to make this program grow in Choma District.
Amen.
We have a lot of our youths who are not doing really anything in town. But this is a program that can be done even in a backyard garden, as long as there is security. You can do this. It's not something that is very difficult. So that at least in the next 1 year or 2, I want the Choma district to be turned into potato basket, so that at least we are able to supply and even trying to look for international markets.
Kalunga Msonda, Zanis News, Choma District, Southern Province.
In our education segment, Minister of Education Douglas Yakalima has handed over 100 desks to Vera Chiluba Primary School in Lusaka Province. Speaking at the handover ceremony, Mr. Yakalima said the 2-seaters desk will cushion the deficit that the school has had. Munambonge has more in this report.
Not only do classroom desks contribute to providing suitable sitting postures in classrooms, but they promote a conducive learning environment among learners. This is why, in trying to ensure the directive by President Hakainde Hichilema that no child sits on the floor by December 2023, the Minister of Education handed over 100 desks to Vera Chiluba Primary School in Lusaka.
It does not matter where you are coming from. Us, as teachers, are just looking for your brain. Eh? Bring your head here. You can leave your leg home. Eh? Bring your head here so that these teachers will be of help to you. Among it yourselves, you will be able to run society as pupils and later on as students. This is why we are now calling upon yourselves. This is why we said for you to be comfortable in your classroom, we'll provide you with desks. Fortunate or unfortunate enough, we have seen an influx of children in school. But that to us is a good problem for us, because we have now taken the children who incidentally should not have been in school. They could have been in the street or just at home. And the day before yesterday, as I was saying, said that we are now running closer to either 3 million or more than slightly 3 million children in school. So where were those children? Who could they have been in the next 20 years? As a country, as a society, we were breeding criminals actually.
And Virgil, primary school head teacher, explained the challenges at the school.
I'm actually the happiest teacher today, head teacher, to receive you in this manner, especially where this bit of desks is concerned. It was a challenge, and we were looking for a day like this one. The rooms here at Vera Chiruba Primary School, we've got 24 rooms. In these 24 rooms, the desks are very few. There are 25 in each room, where sometimes you find that pupils will be shifting desks from one room to another. Now looking at the desks which you are now sitting on there, sir, I can say thanks so much. May the God teach you.
Meanwhile, Virgil, primary school pupil, thanked government for the gesture.
I'm here to say thank you, sir, for the desks which you have given us. Because in the past, we had difficulties to learn, such that on one desk would sit 3, 4. And that was very challenging for teachers to teach us, while us were busy moving around. But now, since we have the privilege of having more desks, we can learn freely and we can have that opportunity to do better. So, sir, for that, I say very thank you.
Munachibende for Zanis in Lusaka.
In a related development, Shangombo constituency member of parliament Mubika has handed over a 1x3 classroom block at Kanga Community School. The classroom block is the first ever permanent school infrastructure in the area. Here's a report.
The first ever permanent school infrastructure in Kanga area is received with jubilation by the community as well as the traditional leadership. Shangombe constituency member of parliament Mubika hands over a constituency development fund 1x3 classroom block at Kanga Community School, which comes with 60 desks in Shangombe district.
I'm sure you've seen the old structure outside there. So this is a new project we are handing over today. It was CDF for 2022. It was labor paid. I'm sure the people here will be motivated to come to school.
An area in Duna Njamba Nyumbu of Kanga area in Mambolomoka ward praises government over the permanent structure of a 1x3 classroom block constructed in his area.
Kusamba kusimulwa bokaunda kutuyola mapatipati konoka sheku muso wana Zambia wo biza waeche chibalukire ni dini keroni pa koleni komokile mane kubitumero ni kamuso kuyakwire tumela huni nisaba na bami na kukala mane mengi kama 20 unyanda.
Kasyoka Sakaimbo reporting, Shangombe District, Western Province.
We now take our second break, but still ahead in the news, Chief Lunda gives 100 hectares of land for carbon harvest.
Hello, it's time for you to know your rights. For ignorance of the law is no defense.
People should report any case of gender-based violence to the police. They should not be tempted to compromise the cases, because compromising a case of gender-based violence is actually an offense.
Zambia, like any other country, has got laws that govern the welfare of its citizens.
We provide some check, some oversight on the police service.
When an officer misconducts himself, he's alone. One person being beaten is enough for the commission to move. The Constitution tells us that the people of Zambia must enjoy their liberties.
Every week on Thursday at 19:30 hours, the Zambia News and Information Services, Zanis, brings to your screens a program dubbed Police and the Community.
If we, the police, and you, member of the public, will work together, because the common enemy we have before us is the criminal.
Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, Zanis TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
Traditional leaders residing near the Kafue National Park in Mombo District, Central province have commended the African parks for engaging them in establishing a general management plan. The chiefs have further called for access to their historic royal palaces that have been dormant since the late 1940s. Let's take a look in this report.
African Parks has organized a crucial 4-day workshop in Mumba district to unveil the first general management plan for Kafue National Park. The workshop, which engaged various stakeholders, intends to replace the outdated management plan.
We say, no, let's leave them. Let's change the boundary. Another group will go in. We also need to change the boundary. At the end of the day, the GMOs and the Kafue National Park, it will die. We have non-animals, there will be no need for the wildlife department to be there at the end of the day. Also, we discussed to say in the parks, we don't need to have any minings, a lot of things which we have looked at.
I remember when they were coming, we had doubts as to what they would want to do, but I think now things are very clear that they work, and working in a very transparent manner where they are not working in isolation with us traditional areas.
Craig Reed, the park manager for Kafue National Park, has expressed his satisfaction with the active participation of all stakeholders in shaping the park's future.
Even though we come with some preconceived ideas of what we feel would be good activities in the park, we are presenting those here, but we're also hearing from communities, from government, from other NGOs, what their views are on management priorities for the park, so that together we can come up with this 10-year plan, which will then be our guiding light for management as we move forward.
Iteztezi District Commissioner Tobias Namatema sees the workshop as a means to address misconception within the local communities, fostering a more engaged and informed public.
You see, there's a misconception that among the communities in different areas that African parks is actually up to no good. They sneaked into Zambia secretly, and currently they're trying to change things here and there. They are harassing the community members, which is not the case. African parks actually came through the open door. There's a document, an MOU, which was signed between the government of the Republic of Zambia and African parks.
The general management plan will now follow the required procedures for validation. Marjorie Sianga for Zanis in Mumba district.
Bulungu District Commissioner Gerhard Sikazwe has assured residents that government will provide safe drinking water in an effort to fight diarrhea diseases. Mr. Sikazwe, who led a team on community sensitization, said government working with Lake Tanganyika Development Project has embarked on the provision of clean and safe drinking water in selected communities. Christine Muselu gives us more in this report.
The provision of safe drinking water is cardinal in not only promoting good health, but also preventing diarrheal diseases. This is why government, through the Lake Tanganyika Development Project, is providing clean water for communities in the district.
The water is being distributed to the community. This is a community before this facility was put in place. They used to draw water from unconventional sources, where sometimes they were sharing with their livestock. We have reached a stage where we need to let go because there are other responsibilities that we have. So now we are here in the community back again to try and sensitize the community that this is their infrastructure. They need to manage it, they need to operate it sustainably, and they need to see how best they can put up resources in advance before any damage to the networks may occur. So that if anything happens, they should be able to maintain the water system itself.
And government has urged the communities to take care of the water facilities.
Nenga yafika pansi tantu inenga yambu kuilole kuti yale kukutontonganya kuti Lake Tanganyika yamamba lenu kuti swina kasakalawe mumazanu kuti twavichita maintain na ino tukuya pakutapa manzi nangu mwana wataonone tulazanu kuti I think mwana taonona pani chako sweswe ali kuno twasimwilira.
Meanwhile, communities are grateful to the project for implementing this project.
Ndetotera kuli ababa leta menshi mukatika munshi kwali ubwafya nomba pali ino nshita natukwata okusekelamo icho tulelombo kwe bati batufushishe amenshi yafule muno mumunshi atokulafu mya fya kalusangu fya kanono akakuti abantu liyafile efipenga fyaonaika twakwatako okulipila nokuti fine tufwebene fyatwafuilisha monse ili yonse.
Christine Mselu reporting for Zanis in Mpulungu.
We take our final break, and when we return, RDA conducts road safety drills in Muchinga province.
Hello, it's time for you to know your rights. For ignorance of the law is no defense.
People should report any case of gender-based violence to the police. They should not be tempted to compromise the cases, because compromising a case of gender-based violence is actually an offense.
Zambia, like any other country, has got laws that govern the welfare of its citizens.
We provide some check, some oversight on the police service.
When an officer misconducts himself, he's alone. One person being beaten is enough for the commission to move. The Constitution tells us that the people of Zambia must enjoy their liberties.
Every week on Thursday at 19:30 hours, the Zambia News and Information Services, Zanis, brings to your screens a program dubbed Police and the Community.
If we, the police, and you, member of the public, will work together, because the common enemy we have before us is the criminal.
Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel. Life is a journey full of varied experiences. Can we reach our desired destiny? Can we achieve our desired goals? If yes, then how? Join Juliet Mutale on Thursday at 18:30 hours on How I Made It, a program that highlights various success stories from different personalities with different life experiences and backgrounds. Catch Zanis TV on Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH. Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, Zanis TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
And finally in the news, the Road Development Agency, RDA, in Muchinga province has employed workers operating on road construction projects to always ensure that they adhere to safety measures while executing their duties. Muchinga RDA Regional Human Capital and Administration Officer Patrick Musukwa was speaking during the second round of safety drills and exercises for workers at the China State Construction Camp site in Chinsali District. Henry Lumpa Jr. now reports.
Safety being one of the most important measures to be taken for workers operating on construction sites. Some construction companies in Muchinga province, such as China State Construction Company and the Civil Planning Group, who are working on the Chinsali Isoka Road project, have continued to undertake safety exercises and drills for their workers to ensure they are protected. In the second round of these drills and exercises at the China State Construction Company camp in Chinsali district, workers here demonstrated on their level of safety knowledge acquired so far. The Road Development Agency RDA in the region has since employed the workers to continue with the initiative.
Learning about safety can also be motivating for the workers, and it's something that is positive. We'll keep emphasizing that it's a positive thing that the site, this camp is doing, and we're looking forward to taking it to the other side next month as we compete with the teams compete against each other to see how the other camp is doing. Safety is something that can never be overemphasized. It's something that should be embedded at the back of the mind. When you report for work, when you leave work, it should be the order of the day.
And Civil Planning Group CPG resident engineer Elias Ibrahim is impressed with the improvement he has noticed.
We are actually generally improving. It is a slight change, and I hope it will be better. There is a change. There is actually a tremendous change compared with ECL. Over the years, we have also improved.
It is therefore imperative that by the end of this road project, no accidents involving workers are recorded due to such initiatives. Henry Lumpa Jr., Zanis in Chinsali, Muchinga province.
As we end the news, a reminder of the top stories. FRA buys over 800,000 bags of maize. DEX seizes bank account for Glory Land. Plus, RDA conducts road safety drills in Muchinga province. Thank you so much for your time and attention. My name is Juliet Ntele saying bye-bye and God bless.